Hi. So I've had a few questions, people asking me things like, what about recovering from a restrictive eating disorder like bulimia? And sorry, the kitten is here. Anyway, that and why that, how that differs because a person may not be in energy deficit if they have something like bulimia. Absolutely, you're correct. However, I don't think it really differs that much, or at least my recovery advice doesn't differ, because you may not be in energy deficit, but you're still restricting food. And yes, people with bulimia restrict food, and the way that they restrict food is by the purging part. So let's maybe not use the word restriction, but you're still suppressing your body weight, right? You're still acting in a way that's fearful of weight gain. If you weren't fearful of weight gain, you wouldn't need to purge, because the reason that you purge is because you're afraid that you're going to gain weight. The vast majority of people, or I should say that all the people that I have worked with who have had bulimia, do restrict food. Now, they may not restrict food in the way that is by our society considered restricting, but they're still restricting food. So what I mean by that is they restrict food in a way that is considered normal in our society, because restriction is considered quite normal in our society. So is fear of weight gain. Nonetheless, they're restricting food, which is what leads to the urge to binge, and then they binge, and their fear of weight gain leads to the urge to either restrict if they're in a binge restrict cycle, exercise if that's their thing, or purge if that's their thing. But don't you see, it's really the same thing as the fear of weight gain leading a person to just restrict. It's all about the fear of weight gain leading to body weight suppression activities, regardless of whether a person is in energy deficit or not. That is the main theme of restrictive eating disorders. And so, regardless of whether a person is in energy deficit or not, if they have fear of weight gain, that is going to lead them to do these things to suppress their body weight, and that is going to lead them to build neural pathways around those behaviors and activities that they do to suppress their body weight. And by suppressing their body weight and by getting into these routines and by building these neural pathways, that's going to lead them to the more mental side of it, which is the obsessing around it, and the very important mental side of it, which is the negative thoughts and emotions and things that occur when our body, sorry, not our body, when our brain is afraid of weight gain. And what I mean by that is the feelings of guilt, shame, disgust, and all that shit that they feel after eating or after binging, which then leads to the purging. Because then if they do an activity that is a body weight suppression activity, then their brain rewards them for that, being like, well done. And you get feelings of relief and comfort and safety when you purge, whether that purging be by exercise restriction or vomiting. So I guess what you can probably gather I'm saying is it doesn't really matter whether a person is in energy deficit or not. If they have fear of weight gain and if they have all of those body weight suppression behaviors, then they're going to be in a mental hellhole, aren't they? And the cause of all of it is going to be their fear of weight gain, which leads to their restriction. So the restriction has to be tackled, and the fear of weight gain has to be neurally rewired. So you do all the same things that I'm advising people do who have anorexia. Okay? All right, bye.